Welcome to Storied Audio. Before his life unraveled and rebuilt itself, before he learned what it meant to love someone more than himself, Marcus Hale was a thief. Not the glamorous kind from movies, no clever disguises or high-tech gadgets. Just a man who had learned to survive by taking what wasn't his. He drifted through cities like a ghost, slipping into lives only long enough to empty wallets, purses, and sometimes entire savings. He told himself it didn't matter. People recovered. Insurance existed. The world was unfair anyway. He was just taking a share. But one night changed everything. It was raining hard, the kind of rain that made the streets shine like black glass. Marcus spotted a small apartment with a window cracked open. Inside, a woman slept on a worn couch, exhaustion etched into her face. He slipped in silently, moving like a shadow. He found her purse, her emergency cash envelope, even a jar of coins on the counter. He took everything. He didn't know her name. He didn't care. Not yet. The next morning, he passed by the same building and saw her through the window, the woman from the couch, sitting at a small table with a little girl. The girl was maybe 6, with tangled curls and a bright pink backpack. The woman was crying quietly, trying to hide it, but the girl noticed. "Mommy, what's wrong?" "Nothing, baby. Mommy just lost something important." Marcus froze. Something twisted in his chest, guilt, sharp and unfamiliar. He had stolen from many people, but he had never seen the aftermath so clearly. He had never seen a child comforting a mother who had nothing left. That night, he returned. He slipped the money back through the mail slot, every bill, every coin. No note, no explanation. He walked away feeling something he hadn't felt in years. Human. A month later, fate, or something like it, intervened. Marcus was standing in line at a coffee shop when he heard a familiar voice behind him. The woman. Her name, he learned, was Elena. She laughed softly as she ordered, brushing hair from her face. She looked tired but strong, the kind of strength that came from surviving more than anyone should. They struck up a conversation. She was warm, open, and surprisingly trusting. He didn't deserve her kindness, but he accepted it anyway. One conversation became dinner. Dinner became late-night talks that stretched until dawn. He fell for her slowly, then all at once. Her daughter, Lily, adored him. She would run to him when he visited, tiny arms wrapping around his legs. She drew pictures of the three of them, stick figures holding hands, and taped them to the fridge. Marcus felt something he had never felt before. Belonging. He quit stealing. He got a job at a logistics company, working long hours, learning skills he never thought he'd need. Years passed. He married Elena. He became Lily's stepfather. He built a business from the ground up, pouring every ounce of himself into creating something honest. He even sent money, anonymously, to every family he had ever robbed. It didn't erase what he'd done, but it eased the weight on his conscience. For the first time in his life, Marcus was proud of the man he was becoming. But secrets have a way of clawing their way to the surface. One afternoon, while Marcus was away on a short business trip, Elena was cleaning the bedroom when she found an old box tucked behind his suits. Inside were newspaper clippings, old IDs, and notes he had kept, reminders of the people he had repaid, including her. Her hands shook as she read the details. The date, the description, the amount stolen. It was him. He was the one who had taken everything from her that night. Her heart cracked open. Betrayal, disbelief, grief, they all hit her at once. She packed bags for herself and Lily, tears blurring her vision. She didn't leave a note. She didn't call. She just left. When Marcus returned home, the silence hit him first. The house felt hollow, stripped of laughter. He called Elena, blocked. He called Lily's tablet. No answer. Panic surged through him. Then he saw the papers scattered across the bedroom floor. His past. His shame. He sank to the floor, clutching the clippings, feeling the life he had built crumble in his hands. He wanted to chase them, to explain, to beg, but he didn't. He had no right to demand forgiveness. He had no right to drag them back into the darkness he had once lived in. So he let them go. For a month, he lived in quiet agony. He worked. He slept little. He ate almost nothing. The house remained untouched, as if he were afraid moving anything would erase the last traces of them. He told himself he deserved the loneliness. Then, one evening, the front door opened. Elena stood there, pale and exhausted, her eyes red from crying. Her clothes were wrinkled, her hair unbrushed. She looked like she had been fighting a war inside herself. Marcus stood slowly, afraid to breathe. "I was so angry," she whispered. "So hurt. I couldn't understand how the man I loved could have done something so awful." He swallowed hard. "Elena, I'm so sorry." But then, she continued, voice trembling, "I realized something. You're not that man anymore. You haven't been for a long time. You love me. You love Lily. You built a life with us. And I kept thinking about how you return the money, how you try to make things right." She stepped closer. "I love you, Marcus. And I'll forgive you if you promise you'll never go back to that life." "I promise," he said, voice breaking. "I swear it. I even sent money to everyone I ever hurt, including you. I've spent years trying to undo what I did." Elena's eyes softened. She reached for his hand. At that moment, Lily peeked from behind her mother. The second she saw Marcus, she ran to him, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I didn't want to leave you again," she sobbed into his chest. Marcus held her tightly, his own tears falling freely. He looked at Elena, then at Lily, and felt something inside him settle, a peace he had never known. He had a family. He had forgiveness. And he would spend the rest of his life proving he deserved both. Subscribe to the channel for more audio stories.